You may find it unusual. Yes, it is unusual, but this is required to be done. Okay.
Now, as Satish sir mentioned, breath is the most important aspect. It's basically the starting point, and breath is what fuels or powers the voice. So we will commence from page 24. These are some exercises for capacity and control. Now, what is capacity? A capacity to speak with a more powerful voice, a capacity to sustain longer sentences, a capacity to modulate the voice, and whatever you are saying, never running short of breath. The second activity, we'll start with the second exercise. You can see a pyramid with one letter I at the top, and I can control my breath and sustain my phrasing, a full sentence at the bottom. What we have to do is initially we will take a deep breath before every line, even if we don't need that much breath. Then I'll tell you what we need to do after that. So everyone will join in. I. See, notice the difference a breath can make. If I release my breath, I, that's all I can manage. But if I take a deep breath, I can control. I can control my breath. I can control breath and I can control my breath and sustain. I can control my breath and sustain my. I can control my breath and sustain my phrasing. Now this is the easy part. What we have to do hereafter is take a really deep breath and do the entire sequence in one breath without taking a breath in between. It's something like this. I can control my, I can control my breath, I can control my breath and, I can control my breath and sustain, I can control my breath and sustain my, I can control my breath and sustain my phrasing. This was in one breath. But you are younger, much fitter than I am, so I'm sure you can manage it more easily and effectively. All it will take is one breath. So please take a deep breath. I can control. I think there was slight problem of synchronization. What we will do is all of us will take a deep breath together. See if there's one thing that is still free in life, that is the breath, air. So let's make the most of it. Everyone take a deep breath. I can control my breath. I can control my breath and I can control my breath and sustain. I can control my breath and sustain my. I can control my breath and sustain my phrasing.
Much better.
Yes. Now see, this simple technique itself will, if it is practiced on a daily basis for a few minutes, you will find that you will start speaking more clearly, more effectively. You will be able to sustain your sentences and voice modulation will start becoming possible. We'll continue with the second one. It's basically for capacity and control. You take a deep breath. 1 and 1 are 2.
1 and 1 are 2.
With a deep breath. 1 and 1 are 2. 2 and 2 are 4. 4 and 4 are 8. With a deep breath.
2 and 2 are 4. 4 and 4 are 8.
8 and 8 are 16. 16 and 16 are 32. With a deep breath.
8 and 8 are 16. 16 and 16 are 32.
Now you notice one thing. The common tendency is to start speaking without taking any breath or using whatever breath is in the lungs. So take a deep breath. 8 and 8 are 16. 16 and 16 are 32.
8 and 8 are 16. 16 and 16 are 32. 32.
32 and 32 are 64, 64 and 64 are 128.
32 and 32 are 64, 64 and 64 are 128.
That was the easy part. Now, the whole thing in one breath. Take a deep breath. 1 and 1 are 2, 2 and 2 are 4, 4 and 4 are 8, 8 and 8 are 16, 16 and 16 are 32, 32 and 32 are 64, 64 and 64 are 128.
Very good. Most of you were able to do it. Many of you.
While you are doing this, you just observe that where your breath runs a little short. You pause at that point, that is your benchmark. Yeah. I can assure you with a little bit of practice, let's say within 1 week, 10 days, 15 days max, you'll be able to do the whole thing, not only once in one breath, even go beyond that. Now, breath, that is capacity and control, is one part of it. Modulation has other aspects, as we have already learned. The other important aspect is pitch, the ability to vary the pitch. Now, so far what we have been understanding or thinking about our own voice is that we can do two things with our voice. Either we can speak softly or we can speak loudly. But there are many more other different things which we are supposed to be doing with our voice. And the one thing is varying the pitch. We will practically demonstrate it for ourselves. If you can turn to the next page, page 25. You observe that the sentence, it's a sentence with one word at a higher level than the previous one and at a lower level than the previous one. It is deliberately done because you have to speak the different words at different notes. See, exactly, this is the point I just made a little earlier. All of you, what you are trying to do is trying to speak softly, then a little louder, then a little louder. But that's not what we have to do here in this technique. In order to understand what needs to be done, we will first start with the first lesson of Hindustani music, the Sare Gama Pada Nisa. I'm sure all of you or most of you will be familiar with it. You have to take a deep breath. Sa. This is the base, the foundation, the first note. We'll move on to Re. Re. Ga. Ga. Ma. Pa. Dha. Ni. And the upper sa. Now the upper sa may be a little difficult initially, but with practice it becomes possible. But what you may have noticed, the difference your own voice experienced between the lower sa and the upper sa. Now on the same scale of Sare Gama Pada Nisa, we will now speak these sentences or sing the sentences, whichever way you look at it, with a deep breath, in one breath. I can make my voice climb higher and higher. You got it. Now once more we will do it, but the emphasis is not on producing a loud voice. It is on varying the pitch of the voice. Take a deep breath. I can make my voice climb higher and higher. Absolutely right. The opposite of that is from a higher pitch to a lower pitch. I can make my voice go lower and lower. Once more with a deep breath. I can make my voice go lower and lower. Now let's do 11 and 12 both together, each time taking a deep breath. First, number 11. Oh, I'm sorry, number 6. 6 and 7. Yeah. Yeah. I can make my voice climb higher and higher. I can make my voice go lower and lower. This is what varying the pitch is all about. Now, if there is something which is even more important than modulating the voice, it is clarity, articulation, as sir mentioned earlier. Clarity or articulation requires that you speak the entire sentence very clearly, and that requires that every word is clearly spoken, and that requires that every syllable of every word is clearly and completely pronounced. So we have certain exercises for improving, bringing about clarity in our communication, fine-tuning and refining our accent, and they are on page 29. A moment ago, we learned that what are the speech organs. So what are the speech organs, everybody? Jaw. Yes. Jaw, lips, teeth, tongue and the palate. Now, we have grouped the exercises according to the different speech organs. We will start with the exercises for the lips. Try to do one simple technique. The first sentence, pass the pens and pencils please. Try to speak the sentence without closing the lips. Yes, actually, see, I did ask you to do something that is quite impossible, for a reason that this is to understand the importance of all the speech organs. Now, in the first segment, may I have your attention please? In the first segment, what we have to do is take a deep breath and then start speaking the sentence, making an effort to pronounce each word clearly. It's very simple and straightforward, and it goes something like this. Everyone will participate. Pass the pens and pencils please.
Pass the pens and pencils please.
Packing pickles poses problems.
Packing pickles poses problems.
Apparently the representative is appealing for support.
Apparently the representative is appealing for support.
Say it once again with a deep breath.
Apparently the representative is appealing for support.
The apples appear to be dropping haphazardly.
The apples appear to be dropping haphazardly.
Once more with a deep breath.
The apples appear to be dropping haphazardly.
The stupid spider disappeared into the upturned barrel.
The stupid spider disappeared into the upturned barrel.
Take a deep breath.
The stupid spider disappeared into the upturned barrel.
The perspiring pianist performed perfectly.
The perspiring pianist performed perfectly.
Betty baked a better batch of buns. Bobby burst the big blue balloon.
Bobby burst the big blue balloon.
Please pack and post the parcel.
Please pack and post the parcel.
I bought a book about a boy who became a prince.
I bought a book about a boy who became a prince.
Now the next sentence is an illustration of emphasis of the keywords. We are going to emphasize different words starting with why. Why will you worry?
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 Is the meaning the same?
No.
First time we are asking the reason. Second time we are asking a particular person. And third time we are saying that there is nothing to worry. Emphasis on the keyword changes the meaning. Wendy watched the weasel walking.
Wendy watched the weasel walking.
Where are the watches we wanted?
Where are the watches we wanted?
Wild winds and wet weather.
Wild winds and wet weather.
Walter watches while we were walking.
Walter watches while we were walking.
You are a fool to do it.
You are a fool to do it.
You lose too many shoes.
You lose too many shoes.
We choose the removing men.
We choose the removing men.
The beautiful blue balloon.
The beautiful blue balloon.
Do go through and look at Sue.
Do go through and look at you.
Now it's my suggestion that and everyone has a pencil or a pen in hand, whichever sentences are little difficult to pronounce, you mark out those ones because those are the things which need to be practiced. Everyone does not need to improve in all the areas, but if there's something that you find a little bit difficult, just make a mark out of it. The next segment is exercises for the tongue. Words with L, N, D and T, you need to curl the tongue a little bit. So the way we do it is the same. It starts with leave the lazy lion alone.
Leave the lazy lion alone.
If you delay longer, we are likely to be late.
If you delay longer, we are likely to be late.
What's your name? Yeah. Upasna. If you delay longer, we are likely to be late.
If you delay longer, we are likely to.
The dull light from the candle burns slowly in the lamp.
The dull light from the candle burns slowly in the lamp.
Lie on your pillow and swallow the pill.
Lie on your pillow and swallow the pill.
The lorry was filled with bullion valued at 3 million lire.
The lorry was filled with bullion valued at 3 million lire.
The person at the lorry, yes. No, the gentleman next to you, yeah. Yes.
The lorry was filled with bullion valued at 3 million lire.
Don't touch those taps till I return.
Don't touch those taps till I return.
The butler stopped to eat a toffee.
The butler stopped to eat a coffee.
I got wet while I was out.
I got wet while I was out.
Let's eat a lot of tomatoes today.
Let's eat a lot of tomatoes today.
He wrote his diary until dinner was ready.
He wrote his diary until dinner was ready.
He didn't want to admit that the leader was right.
He didn't want to admit that the leader was right.
Continued on page 30. It's terribly difficult to enunciate a lot of T's.
It's terribly difficult to enunciate a lot of these.
Yes. Yes.
It is terribly difficult to enunciate a lot of these.
Yeah. The door down the corridor slammed to.
The door down the corridor slammed to.
Shall we shut the shop?
Shall we shut the shop?
The shepherd had been shot in the shoulder.
The shepherd had been shot in the shoulder.
Quick, catch and kick the ball.
Quick, catch and kick the ball.
The choir came caroling at Christmas.
The choir came caroling at Christmas.
He parked his car close to the cliff.
He parked his car close to the cliff.
He grabbed the grapes greedily from Granddad's garden.
He grabbed the grapes greedily from Granddad's garden.
Once more with a deep breath.
He grabbed the grapes greedily from Granddad's garden.
Exercises for the soft palate and back of the tongue. In English, there are many words, the continuous tenses, verb plus ing, where we have to use the soft palate. I am thinking of singing a moving song.
I am thinking of singing a moving song.
Bring your gong along.
Bring your gong along.
I think they got a drink from the tank.
I think they got a drink from the tank.
In the spring, the birds are singing and the donkeys braying.
In the spring, the birds are singing and the donkeys braying.
I am pulling a long length of string.
I am pulling a long length of string.
Rushing along, fleeing from the angry orangutan.
Rushing along, fleeing from the angry orangutan.
Gather the grapes and crush them.
gather the grapes and crush them.
Going and getting granny's gift.
Going and getting granny's gift.
Ragged beggar was swaggering with his dagger.
Ragged beggar was swaggering with his dagger.
The car's gears crashed.
The car's gears crashed.
He was greedily grabbing the gravy.
He was greedily grabbing the gravy.
More wagons making mud.
More wagons making mud.
Can you carry the carrots from the garden?
Can you carry the carrots from the garden?
Another car needs cleaning.
Another car needs cleaning.
I am making threatening noises.
I am making threatening noises.
He is getting the grey golf clubs.
He is getting the grey golf clubs.
Imagine mending the old thing.
Imagine mending the old things.
I am alone at home reading.
I am alone at home reading.
Playing a game of cards.
Playing a game of cards.
Speeding along the winding road.
Speeding along the winding roads.
Consonant exercises makes the process a little more difficult. Here's where we increase the degree of difficulty. The sentences are slightly longer. They have to be spoken in one breath, and the pronunciations are also a little more difficult. He made a number of accusations concerning his impecunious but meritorious companion. With a deep breath.
He made a number of accusations concerning his impecunious but meritorious companion.
Once more with a deep breath.
He made a number of accusations concerning his impecunious but meritorious companion.
There is a second one. There is a singular irregularity in using this word attributively.
There is a singular irregularity in using this word attributively.
Once more with a deep breath.
There is a singular irregularity in using this word attributively.
Though contentious and obsequious, his innocence was emphasized by his superficiality. With a deep breath. Though contentious and obsequious, his innocence was emphasized by his superficiality. With a deep breath. Page 31. Energetic precautionary measures of unusual severity will be operated by general practitioners. With a deep breath.
Energetic precautionary measures of unusual severity will be operated by general practitioners.
Once again, all together with a deep breath.
Energetic precautionary measures of unusual severity will be operated by general practitioners.
The professor of biological medicine's self-satisfaction aroused his audience to incomparable skepticism. With a deep breath. It's not skepticism, it's skepticism. Once more, all together with a deep breath. Arithmetical problems differ from those of differential calculus, which deals with variable quantities. With a deep breath. Once more with a deep breath. Though published posthumously, the meticulous horticulturist earned unparalleled critical approval. With a deep breath. Once more with a deep breath, everyone together. And the last thing, the traditional violation of professional conventions is undoubtedly intentional. Once more with a deep breath. Now again and again I keep on repeating, take a deep breath, start with a deep breath, because whenever you take a deep breath and begin a sentence, your pronunciations will doubtlessly improve. It will become easier to pronounce and clearly speak. Now, shall we continue with this or we'll go on to?
I think now we can use.
Now, In order to know you a little better, we would request each one to come here and spend a minute or talking about yourself, basically introducing yourself, a little bit about your family background. How did you think about a career in the hospitality industry?
Or anything that you like to speak about, your hobby, your goals, whatever. So content is not a problem, but try to speak clearly, try to speak sentences, pause, take a breath, and whatever we have done, try to use when you come. Yes, we can start. Please start from here. Yes, yes, sure. Yes. Take notes. Start. Just one minute. Yeah, every time. Hello. Every time this question.
Start.
Yeah. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Akhil Matre. I reside in Mumbai. I have completed my graduation from Kohinoor College of Hotel and Management, which is affiliated with the Mumbai University. About myself, my hobbies are playing football as well as playing the tabla, and especially my special hobby is dancing, and I specialize in popping and locking. And I was introduced to this industry by an uncle of mine who currently works in the Taj Stats as a bakery chef. And during my early days, I used to listen to various stories about how this industry is, how the things used to be carried out in this industry, which was my first inspiration to join this industry. And I'm a very lovable person. I like to read books also sometimes, but sometimes my temper gets ahead of me, so which is quite bad. My mom and dad, my mom both of them work in the government sector. My dad handles the import and export sector for the government, and my mom is into central excise.
Give him a big hand. Please ensure that you are very articulate. Ensure that you pause, you use all your speech organs, avoid the filler words, and yes.
Good morning, everyone. I am Jaideep Bhagwat. I am from Mumbai. I completed my graduation from IHM Sri Shakti College of Hotel Management, Hyderabad. My hobbies are playing badminton and listening to music, rather studying the music. Okay, my father works as a general manager in the Reliance Industries. My mother also works as an assistant general manager with the Bank of Maharashtra. That's in Pune. So that's about me. Thank you.